Well, you certainly did luck out with finding your two lead characters. They are charismatic. It reminds me a little bit of The Act of Killing in a way, because you're finding these people who are very dramatic.
My last film was on healthcare in the U.S. It's a film I'm really proud of. But with Cartel, I really wanted to make a character-driven film, a verite film, a film which I was embedded with characters going on a journey. This is a journey that I could not have scripted or imagined. I really thought, especially on the Mexican side, I thought I was telling this story almost in the sense of a classic Western of sort of guys in white shirts fighting against guys in black hats. And obviously over time, those lines between good and evil became ever more blurry, and that blurriness fascinated me. I became sort of obsessed with trying to understand who these guys were and what was really happening. And I kept going down there, and I kept going down there, and I kept going down there to try to understand, how this was all gonna end.
So there's one guy who sort of seems to be your conduit to the other side. How did you get in with the meth guys at the end, that group?
The meth guys specifically? Why do you want to meet them? No. Oh.
As they say, no way, Jose.
That's something, most of the meth that we consume here in the U.S. Comes from Mexico, and much of that from Michoacan and the Knights Templar cartel. So it was a really, really important part of the story. And almost from day one, I wanted to film in a lab. And every shoot, I'd go down there and, I'd ask my whole team and, myself as well, we'd sort of ask everyone we talked to, do you know somebody, know somebody, know somebody? Do you know somebody who's connected? And for, month after month, we failed. And it wasn't until our second to last shoot, what I thought was our last shoot, that we finally got this call saying, be in this town square at 6 p.m. and you're in. And we drove to this town square and met a group of masked men who drove us through these towns and smaller towns and fields and smaller fields, and then they stopped. And then they said, we're here to provide protection, and another car slowly drove at us, and then they led us into the forest. And I've actually never seen Breaking Bad, but I'd always envisioned this as sort of like a halogen-lit trailer-like setup. And I get out there, it's in this forest, and the sun is dipping beneath the mountains, and I don't shoot with lights. And so I just was like hating myself. I just couldn't believe I'd fought for so long to film this scene, and I couldn't see anything with my camera. And then the head chef starts showing me around the lab with this little flashlight. And so with that little flashlight that I lit the scene.
Actually ended up being very effective.
Yeah, I mean, if I'd had 3 weeks of pre-production and a lighting staff, I don't think I could have asked for it any better.